Let's be real. We live in this hyper-connected world, just swimming in a sea of likes, comments, and shares. And it can feel like this relentless pressure to get approval, right? But what if you didn't need any of it? What if you could just opt out? Well, today we're going to break down the architecture of internal validation and figure out how you can build your very own. So let's just dive right in with a question to get you thinking. Whose approval are you really looking for? Seriously, when you post something or make a decision, who's the audience in your head? It sounds like a simple question, but the answer can tell you a whole lot about what's really driving you. Because we are living in a world that is literally built on likes. It's this nonstop feedback loop where we're constantly chasing validation from the outside. Looking for other people to tell us we're smart, or we look great, or that we're doing the right thing. And you know this feeling. We all do. You put that perfect photo up, or you craft that really witty thought, and then you wait. You're checking your phone, you're watching for the little red notification bubble. You feel that jolt of excitement with every single like, and maybe that little pang of disappointment when it's just crickets. That feeling right there, that's exactly what we're talking about. Well, believe it or not, there's actually a name for that feeling in psychology. It's called normative social influence. It's this powerful kind of invisible pull to go along with what everyone else expects, all because deep down, we are wired to want to be liked, to be accepted, and to feel like we belong. It steers our behavior way more than we think. But here's where it gets really interesting. Even though this pressure is everywhere, some people just seem immune, don't they? They're the ones who make the unpopular choice, or they go against the latest trend, and they seem totally okay with not getting that round of applause. So how do they do it? What's their secret? Well, it really just boils down to two totally different mindsets. On one side, you've got someone who's driven by external approval. Their behavior, their actions, their confidence, it's all based on what other people will think. It's fragile, like a house of cards. But on the other side, you have someone who's driven by their own internal conviction. Their confidence is resilient because it's built on a solid foundation of their own values and self-concept. And here's the best part. You're not just born one way or the other. This is something you can build. It's all about consciously constructing your own internal architecture. The key to moving from that fragile state to that resilient one is tapping into the power of your own self-concept. So what is a strong self-concept? It just means having a really clear and stable idea of who you are, what you're about, and what you stand for. It's like having your own internal compass. And here's the most important part. The real game changer. This perception is not dependent on what anyone else thinks. It comes from you. Okay, so how do you actually build this resilience? It's not some magic trick, it's a practice. It starts with step one, really getting to know your values. What truly matters to you, separate from anyone else. Then, step two, you start aligning your actions with those values. You make choices that feel true to you. And that leads to step three, your confidence starts coming from the inside, because your sense of worth is based on being authentic, not on getting likes. When you finally get to this point, something incredible happens. You find your own approval. And that brings this amazing sense of freedom. It's the freedom to be yourself, to make choices that are genuinely right for you, and to show up in the world on your terms, not someone else's. It really all comes down to this one simple, powerful idea. The loudest applause can't replace a quiet sense of self. All that external praise, it's loud, sure, but it's fleeting. It comes and it goes. But that inner confidence, that quiet certainty of who you are, that's the thing that lasts. So I want to leave you with one final thought, kind of like a small challenge to take with you. What's one decision you can make today? It could be big, it could be tiny, that isn't for the likes or the comments or for anyone else's approval, but is purely and completely for you.